Arc System Works never cease to disappoint with their fighting games, as they are the kings of fighting games in my eyes. And I love fighting games. That's probably my favorite genre of video games. So, you know I have a good deal of respect for the best fighting game company in my opinion. And now they just came out with a new fighting game, DNF Duel. This is like a spin-off slash sequel slash whatever to Dungeon Fighter Online, which is like a 2D side-scrolling beat-em-up looking RPG that I didn't really know much about it, but now it's a fighting game. And it really caught my eye. But after playing it for a few days, what do I think? Well, let's find out. Hey guys, DPX here, reviewing today DNF Duel. Before we get started, you know what to do. Be sure to subscribe to if you hit the bell and leave a comment, or I will pickpocket you, and you won't notice. If I'm gonna be honest, I'm a bit conflicted on this game. You probably already knew that if you read the title, but I'm bringing that up because of the core gameplay. The core gameplay is exactly what you would expect from an Arc System Works fighting game, but cranked up to 11. There are so many flashy combos you can perform, and they all look mind-blowing. And they are all relatively simple to pull off, while at the same time there are some that you actually have to lap, which is good and provides a nice balance. The reason I say that this game conflicts me though is that sometimes the game just feels off. But it's not every time, and when it doesn't feel off, it's awesome. When it does feel off, it feels fucking off. For example, I'm playing on PS5, and it's the PS5 version of the game, not the PS4 version on a PS4 Pro or whatever. And there will sometimes be a stupid amount of input lag, but other times there won't be. The game is also about movement and performing flashy combos very fast. However, the game is designed in a way that contradicts this, as every character honestly feels very slow, as at least for, for this concept. But the game is still fun. You see how this game is hurting my fucking brain? I'm trying my best to put my finger on what's bothering me about this game, but not all the time, and I just can't do it. This game is very fun, but it's designed in a way that contradicts what the game wants you to do. It's still fun. God damn, my brain hurts. I'm moving on. So now to take a quick little detour from the gameplay, which explaining what I think about it really hurts my brain, let's now talk about the character roster. And with 16 characters and all of them feeling unique and fun, this game nails it. Seriously, I don't think there is a single character in this game that isn't fun. Well, okay, I didn't really like playing as Enchantress, but maybe I'm just bad. I ended up co-maining Inquisitor and Berserker. I didn't really mean to pick two of the most basic characters, but I did. And by the way, when I use basic, I use that word in quotes, because everyone feels incredibly different. There are multiple characters with swords, but they all do drastically different things with them. Likewise, there are multiple different brawlers, gunners, and magic users, but they all feel completely different from one another. I gotta say, because of that, although my two mains might be Inquisitor and Berserker, I gotta say I really like Troubleshooter and Hitman, although the latter gives me flashbacks of Virgil from Ultimate Marvel 3. But overall, a great character roster. I know it kind of contradicts what I said earlier about, everyone feeling slow, but that's more what the game wants you to do. When it comes to just playing the game and playing these characters, they are all awesome. Usually I have a story as one segment and I have other stuff as another segment, but I'm combining the two today because I don't know how much I can really say about the story on its own, and the other segment is for other stuff worth mentioning but not really much to say on. First off, let's get right into the story, as I was almost afraid it was going to be like Guilty Gear Strive story mode, where there was no fights and it was basically just one long anime, but we get some actual fights in the story for DNF Duel. And the interesting thing here, though, is that each character has a different story, so it's more like an arcade mode with a bit of a story. I really like that. Then there is also an actual arcade mode in addition to the story mode, which is essentially an arcade mode, but it's not an arcade mode because this is the arcade mode. Does your brain hurt yet? The arcade mode, which I'm already sick of saying that, by the way, it's fine. That mode is fine. It's what you would expect. Then there is also the survival mode, which is exactly what the arcade mode is, except you can choose a limit, 15, 30 fights, and play until you lose. All of which are very cool. One thing I don't understand, though, and it honestly really bothers me and confuses the fuck out of me, is when I do arcade mode or survival mode. You have a difficulty option from normal, expert, or slayer. Fine, cool. Difficulty option is always nice. But when you just want to do a normal CPU battle in free play, you don't get a difficulty option from normal, expert, or slayer, but you get a meter from 1 to 100. Wherever it goes is how good the CPU is. I said that in a stupid way, but like, wherever on the meter you place the number at is how hard the CPU is. That's really weird already. Why not just add a normal difficulty select? But then it is very inconsistent. If you level them at, say, level 30, they pretty much just stand there and do nothing like a level 1 amiibo in Smash Brothers. But if you increase their level by just 10, so now they're at level 40, they enter sweaty tryhard mode. What? Maybe I'm just bad. I am completely well aware that that might be the case, but that feels very inconsistent. Now to talk about online. And it's good, but the input lag I mentioned earlier is especially there during the online. When it works, but sometimes it's just off. That's the best way I can kind of describe this game. Very good when it works, but it feels off in places. I've even heard murmurs that the online crashes the game. Luckily, I haven't experienced anything like that, so I won't count that against the game, but yeesh. As we've discussed today, I'm really conflicted on DNF Duel. On the one hand, the characters are awesome, the game looks and sounds sick, and when it feels right, the game is a lot of fun. But there are some strange issues with this game that I can't really put my finger on it. At times, the game feels off. I said every character is fun, and they are, but for how fast the game wants you to be, the characters are a bit slow. The whole difficulty option select thing makes no sense in free play, but there is something about this game that really bothers me, and I can't put my finger on it. I know this is a review, and I can't just say that. I can't put my finger on a specific thing, and I'm usually not this lost, but I just can't figure it out. Overall, I'm gonna give DNF Duel a 7 out of 10. I almost feel bad for giving it a score like this, which, by the way, a 7 out of 10 isn't bad. But I almost feel bad because there's so much good to this game, but it just feels off. Maybe my opinion will change over time, but overall, it's a good game with a lot of issues that just, I don't know, I just can't put my fucking finger on it. So that was my review for DNF Duel. Bit of a disappointment, kind of. I don't know. This game really conflicts me. Most of the people online are loving this game, so I'm in a bit of a minority here. But what do you guys think? Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Do you like the game? Do you not like the game? Do you have the game? Do you not have the game? And if you don't have the game, do you want the game? Do you not want the game? Anything about DNF Duel, let me know down below. Anyways, be sure to feel like, comment, subscribe, or I will pickpocket you and you will not notice. Bye!